Welcome to Dreamline Stories, where emotions burn and secrets destroy. Part 1, The War Begins. I learned early that power doesn't announce itself loudly. It walks into the room quietly. It observes. It waits. And then it destroys you with precision. That was Jasper Hale. The name alone made boardrooms tighten. CEOs adjusted their ties when his shadow crossed glass walls. Investors watched his eyes more than market graphs. He wasn't loud. He wasn't flashy. He was lethal. And somehow, fate decided to place him directly in my path. My name is Eren Vale. Omega. Corporate litigation specialist. Known for breaking impossible cases and humiliating arrogant alphas who underestimate me. I never lost. Until him. Balance scale: the first collision. The conference room smelled like polished wood and quiet arrogance. 12 executives sat around a glass table. Legal teams positioned like chess pieces. I adjusted my file stack slowly, grounding myself. Then the door opened. The air shifted. Tall. Broad shoulders. Tailored black suit. Calm steps. Ice-cold eyes scanning the room like a predator entering unfamiliar territory. Jasper Hale. Our eyes met for exactly 1 second. Something snapped in my chest. Not attraction. Recognition. Danger recognizing danger. He sat directly across from me. No greeting. No smile. Just calm assessment. The meeting began. I launched first. Your company breached Environmental Compliance Clause 17B under falsified inspection reports. His gaze didn't flicker. Incorrect, he replied smoothly. Your interpretation ignores subsection D, which legally overrides your claim. I blinked. No one had noticed that clause before. I pivoted immediately, attacking another angle. He dismantled it. Again. And again. Every time I pushed, he countered with surgical accuracy. No ego. No aggression. Just precision. The room slowly tilted in his favor. I hated him instantly. Not because he was arrogant. Because he was brilliant. When the meeting adjourned, my jaw ached from restraint. My instincts buzzed, Omega awareness reacting to an alpha that radiated controlled dominance. I stood quickly, gathering my files. As I passed him, his voice stopped me. You argue beautifully, he said calmly. I turned sharply. And you hide behind technicalities, I snapped. His lips curved slightly. Winning isn't hiding. Our eyes locked. The room held its breath. Then I walked out. Fire obsession begins. I couldn't stop thinking about him. Not romantically. Strategically. I replayed every exchange. Every pause. Every micro-expression. I searched for weakness. None existed. That irritated me more than losing. For 2 weeks, our firms clashed relentlessly. Filings. Counter-filings. Media pressure. Public tension escalated. Our rivalry became industry gossip. 2 predators circling. Then everything exploded. Camera with flash the scandal. I woke up to 20 missed calls. My phone burned in my hand. A viral photo dominated every news feed. Jasper and I, exiting the same hotel at midnight. Close angle. Intimate framing. Suggestive lighting. Total fabrication. My chest tightened. This wasn't coincidence. This was manipulation. My firm panicked. His stock dipped. Public trust cracked. Social media erupted with speculation. By noon, we were summoned by the Regulatory Council. The same room. Same glass table. But this time, we sat beside each other. The irony tasted bitter. The council ruled swiftly. To stabilize public trust, prevent corporate collapse, and neutralize scandal momentum, We were ordered into a temporary legal mating contract. Public partnership. Shared residence. Unified media presence. For 6 months. I nearly laughed out loud. My enemy. My rival. My forced mate. Jasper leaned slightly toward me. Looks like fate enjoys cruelty. I whispered back, venom sharp. This will be war. His eyes darkened slightly. I expect nothing less. The penthouse trap. His penthouse overlooked the entire city. Glass walls. Clean minimalism. Controlled perfection. Just like him. I dropped my bag deliberately on the designer couch. Ground rules, I said coldly. Stay out of my personal space. Agreed, he replied evenly. No alpha dominance behavior. Not my style. No controlling my schedule. Understood. Silence settled. He moved with disciplined economy. No unnecessary gestures. No invasive presence. Yet his alpha aura filled the space naturally, calm authority without pressure. Annoyingly controlled. I tested him intentionally. Left cabinet doors open. Played music late. Occupied shared spaces. He never reacted emotionally. He adapted. Which somehow irritated me more. At night, I lay awake sensing his presence across the apartment, not threatening. Steady. Protective. My instincts hated how safe it felt. First crack. One night, I found him asleep on the couch. Documents scattered. Glasses tilted slightly. Jaw relaxed. For the first time, the mask was gone. He looked tired. Human. Not the corporate monster everyone feared. Something in my chest softened against my will. I turned away quickly. Dangerous thoughts. Public defense. The next week, hostile investors targeted me publicly during a board confrontation, accusing manipulation. Before I could respond, Jasper stood. If anyone here questions my mate's integrity, he said calmly, you will address me directly. The room froze. Mate. The word landed heavily. I stared at him, shocked. Later in the elevator, I snapped. You didn't need to do that. His gaze softened slightly. Yes. I did. The silence between us changed. Something invisible shifted. Storm night. A thunderstorm killed the power. Emergency lights glowed dimly. Rain battered the windows violently. We sat across from each other in quiet darkness. I finally spoke. Why are you so emotionally sealed? He hesitated. Then slowly answered. My parents destroyed each other. Love became a weapon in my home. I learned to build walls instead. His voice carried no drama. Only truth. For the first time, I didn't see an enemy. I saw a wounded man. And that scared me more than hatred ever had. Part 2, The Line Between Us. Sleep stopped obeying me after the storm. Not because of thunder. Because of silence. Because somewhere across the apartment, Jasper existed, breathing, steady, grounded, and my instincts kept reaching for him like gravity. Not desire. Not yet. Security. That realization unsettled me more than hatred ever had. I hated needing anyone. The subtle shift. Mornings became strangely synchronized. I woke to coffee already brewed. He returned from training exactly when I finished showering. We crossed paths in quiet routines that felt unintentionally intimate. No words. Just awareness. Sometimes our fingers brushed passing the coffee mug. Electric. We both pretended not to notice. Cowards. The interview. The media demanded a joint interview. Live broadcast. Controlled narrative. We sat side by side under studio lights. His knee brushed mine accidentally, or maybe not. The host smiled too eagerly. So, how did this romance begin? Romance. I stiffened. Jasper answered smoothly. Unexpectedly. But we discovered strong mutual respect. Mutual respect. He turned slightly toward me. And admiration. My breath caught for half a second. The camera zoomed in. I forced a neutral smile. After the show, inside the car, silence pressed thick. You didn't warn me, I said. You handled it well. That's not the point. His gaze shifted toward me, something unreadable flickering. Would it have bothered you if I hadn't said it? I opened my mouth. Closed it. No answer existed that wouldn't expose something dangerous. The first trigger. It happened in a crowded corporate event. Too many alphas. Too many pheromones. Too much pressure. My omega instincts flared sharply. Heat surged unexpectedly, my body reacting before my mind could intervene. Panic. My breathing turned shallow. My senses overloaded. Then Jasper was there instantly. His jacket draped over my shoulders. His voice low and steady near my ear. Slow breath. Match mine. His pheromones rolled out, controlled, grounding, protective. Not dominant. Safe. My body obeyed him automatically. When the wave passed, my hands were gripping his shirt unconsciously. I released quickly, embarrassed. Sorry. He didn't step away immediately. Don't apologize for biology. Our eyes locked. Something thick hung between us. Unspoken. Curiosity replaces hatred. I started noticing things I shouldn't. How he never raised his voice. How he read quietly at night instead of drinking. How he checked security locks twice before sleeping. How he never let anyone walk behind him. Trauma behavior. Not arrogance. Human. I caught myself watching him one evening. He looked up suddenly. Why are you staring? I looked away too quickly. Studying enemy patterns. A faint smile touched his lips. Liar. My heart jumped traitorously. The past bleeds through. One late night, wine loosened our guardrails. We sat on opposite ends of the couch. Silence felt comfortable now. Dangerous. My first mate died, I said suddenly. The words surprised even me. He turned slowly. I was young. Trusted wrong people. They used him to hurt me. My voice stayed steady, but my hands trembled slightly. I learned attachment creates leverage. He watched me carefully. So you became untouchable. Yes. Lonely, he corrected softly. The truth stung. Because it was accurate. Almost crossing the line. Another storm night. Close quarters. Shared silence. Our shoulders brushed on the couch. Neither moved away. His fingers twitched slightly near mine. The air thickened. Breath slowed. Eyes lingered too long. I felt the pull, magnetic, dangerous, inevitable. His voice dropped. Eren. My name on his lips felt different. Real. My instincts surged forward. And fear slammed hard. I pulled away abruptly. We shouldn't. He nodded slowly. You're right. But disappointment flickered across his eyes. It mirrored my own. The threat emerges. A warning arrived anonymously. A message encrypted through corporate channels. End the contract. Or he will fall. Cold crept into my veins. Someone wasn't just manipulating media. They were hunting. And Jasper was the target. Part 3, When Fear Becomes Love. I didn't tell Jasper about the message immediately. Not because I didn't trust him. Because fear makes stupid decisions feel logical. If I stayed silent, maybe I could control the threat. Maybe I could protect him. Irony is cruel. The shadow moves. The following week felt wrong. Too quiet. Too smooth. Security systems glitched twice. Our driver changed without notice once. A file in Jasper's company vanished mysteriously. Patterns formed. Someone was probing defenses. Hunting weakness. I started watching exits everywhere. Tracking reflections. Memorizing escape routes. Jasper noticed. "You're hyper-aware," he said one morning. "What's wrong?" "Nothing." He didn't believe me. But he respected my silence. Which somehow hurt worse. The ambush. It happened in the parking structure beneath his corporate tower. Late evening. Dim lights. Empty levels. Our security vehicle stalled unexpectedly. The doors locked. Then the windows shattered. Masked men surged in. Everything moved too fast. Jasper shielded me instantly, his body between mine and danger. Gunshots cracked. Pain exploded. Blood splattered warm against my hands. His blood. "No, Jasper." He collapsed partially against me, still fighting, still moving me backward toward cover. Security responded seconds later. Attackers fled. Silence slammed hard. I knelt beside him, hands shaking, pressing against the wound in his side. "Stay with me," I whispered desperately. "Don't you dare leave me." His eyes remained conscious, focused on me. "You're safe," he murmured. "Always protecting. Even bleeding." Hospital to hospital truth. Hours blurred into sterile lights and panic. Surgery. Waiting. Fear gnawed relentlessly. For the first time in my life, I prayed. Not to gods. To fate. To anything listening. When the surgeon finally confirmed he'd survive, my knees nearly buckled. Relief hit like collapse. I sat by his bedside long after visiting hours ended. Machines hummed softly. His face looked pale. Vulnerable. I realized something terrifying. Losing him would destroy me. Not strategically. Emotionally. I brushed my fingers gently over his knuckles. "Don't scare me like that again," I whispered. His fingers tightened faintly in response. Even unconscious, he reached for me. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe for more stories. Now, let's continue. The guilt confession. When he woke, I couldn't hold it anymore. "I got a threat message," I admitted quietly. "I didn't tell you. I thought I could handle it." His eyes sharpened slightly. "Eren." I was scared, I interrupted. "I didn't want to lose you." Silence stretched. Then his voice softened. "You don't have to protect me alone." Tears burned unexpectedly behind my eyes. "I'm not good at needing people." "I am," he said gently. Our fingers intertwined. Not accidental. Chosen. Protective instincts ignite. After the attack, Jasper became hypervigilant. Not controlling. Protective. He insisted on shared travel. Increased security. Strategic adjustments. And something primal awakened between us. His alpha instincts responded fiercely, not dominance, guardianship. My omega instincts leaned naturally toward him. Trust. Dependence. Balance. The bond deepened quietly. Danger forged intimacy faster than time ever could. Almost love. One night, unable to sleep, we stood on the balcony overlooking city lights. He spoke softly. "When I thought I might die, my only regret was not telling you what you mean to me." My heart slammed painfully. "Jasper. I don't expect anything," he continued. "I just needed you to know." The confession hung fragile between us. Raw. Honest. I rested my forehead briefly against his shoulder. Not ready to speak the words yet. But feeling them. Strong. Alive. Terrifying. The enemy reveals teeth. Security traced the ambush to a powerful rival conglomerate, one Jasper crushed years ago. Revenge. Corporate warfare turning lethal. The threat wasn't over. It was escalating. And now, I was part of the battlefield. Part 4, When Hearts Bleed Quietly. Fear doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers until it controls your choices. After the attack, safety became a fragile illusion. Security increased, schedules tightened, movements monitored. Jasper carried responsibility heavier than ever: company survival, public image, my safety. And slowly, distance crept in. Not intentional. Protective distance. Which somehow hurt more than danger. The media trap. A new scandal exploded unexpectedly. Anonymous leaks accused Jasper of manipulating the mating contract for hostile takeover advantages. Fabricated documents. Edited recordings. Twisted narratives. Public opinion shifted rapidly. The board panicked. Legal pressure surged. One solution emerged. Public separation. Temporary distancing to calm markets. Strategic necessity. The words tasted like betrayal. Jasper avoided my eyes when the proposal surfaced. His silence hurt more than argument. That night, the apartment felt cavernous. Empty. Cold. The distance. He started sleeping in his office. Not because he wanted to. Because he believed distance protected me. I watched him pack quietly one evening. "You're running," I said. "I'm protecting you." "From what?" "Yourself?" His jaw tightened. "This war isn't yours. You made it mine the moment you stepped into my life." Silence stretched painfully. He left without resolving anything. My chest ached like something was breaking slowly inside. Jealousy strikes. The media paired Jasper publicly with a powerful Omega investor to stabilize optics. Photos flooded feeds. Smiling. Professional. Close proximity. It shouldn't have hurt. But it did. Jealousy burned sharp and irrational. My instinct screamed possession. I hated myself for caring. I avoided watching. Failed repeatedly. The breaking point. One night, frustration erupted. I confronted him in his office. "You look comfortable replacing me already," I snapped bitterly. His eyes darkened. "That's a lie and you know it." "Then why does it look so real?" "Because I'm doing my job." "You're hiding behind excuses." Voices rose. Walls cracked. Pain surfaced raw and uncontrolled. "I'm tired of being treated like something fragile," I said sharply. "I survived before you." His voice dropped dangerously low. "And you almost died without me." The truth hit brutally. Silence shattered us both. I turned away before tears betrayed me. The realization. Alone that night, clarity finally struck. I wasn't afraid of losing safety. I was afraid of losing him. Love had arrived quietly while I was busy building defenses. And now it terrified me more than any enemy ever could. The enemy moves again. Security intercepted a new threat. The rival conglomerate planned a public exposure attack designed to destroy Jasper completely, financially and personally. Time was running out. Everything was converging toward collision. Part 5, The Choice That Changed Everything. Sometimes love doesn't arrive gently. Sometimes it arrives wrapped in fear, blood, chaos, demanding courage instead of comfort. I learned that the hard way. The trap. The call came late. Unknown number. Distorted voice. Urgent tone. Jasper's been compromised. Dockside warehouse. Come alone. My instinct screamed danger. But logic failed instantly. I didn't hesitate. I went. The warehouse smelled of rust and saltwater. Shadow swallowed sound. Too quiet. Then the doors slammed shut behind me. Ambush. Hands grabbed. A chemical sting burned my neck. My vision blurred. Darkness swallowed me whole. Captive. I woke restrained. Cold floor. Metal cuffs. Echoing emptiness. The rival's voice drifted from shadows. Your leverage. He'll break for you. Fear surged, not for myself. For Jasper. The rescue. Explosion shattered silence. Gunfire. Shouting. Chaos. Jasper tore through the scene like controlled fury unleashed. Blood on his knuckles. Eyes burning protective fire. He reached me in seconds, breaking restraints. You're safe, he breathed, pulling me into his arms tightly. My body shook violently, adrenaline crash. I buried my face against his chest instinctively. Alive. Together. The confession. Sirens wailed distantly. We stood amid wreckage. He cupped my face gently, eyes fierce and vulnerable. Don't ever do that again, he said hoarsely. You terrify me. I was scared to lose you, I admitted softly. His forehead rested against mine. I love you. The words landed like thunder. Pure. Honest. Unfiltered. My heart shattered open. I love you too. No fear left. Only certainty. The fall of the enemy. The rival conglomerate collapsed under combined legal and criminal evidence. Executives arrested. Assets frozen. Threat eliminated. The war ended quietly. Justice didn't roar. It settled. Sunrise after the storm. The contract expired. We didn't dissolve it. We signed a real bond instead, private, intentional, unforced. Not obligation. Choice. We moved not as enemies. Not as rivals. But as partners. Years later. Some nights we still argue fiercely. Some mornings we laugh quietly over coffee. Sometimes we remember how we met, with knives drawn instead of open arms. But love doesn't care about beginnings. Only endings. And ours continues. Every day. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe for more.